Well, good day, everyone. Welcome inside the Ark. This is your friend, Mr. Fitz, and Happy New Year for those of you that I've not had an opportunity to say Happy New Year to. And I just wanted to come in here and briefly share a project, something that I've been working on for quite some time now. It's been in the works, and I want to kind of just share that with you today. And for 2022, I want to share Project Y.O.U. Project Y.O.U. for 2022. So you may have heard me, you may have seen me mention this before, you may have seen it in some of my posts, but nothing changes until you do. Nothing changes. You know, a lot of people live their lives every year. You know, when the clock strikes 12 every year, you know, we think that somehow or another our life will magically get better every year. Doesn't matter. I used to think like that. I used to be a person that had this magical thinking that whenever the year changed, that everything was going to be brand new, everything was going to be different. And I quickly learned that that's not really the case. I learned, and I learned the hard way over many years, that nothing changes until you do. And this word you, Y-O-U, I presented in an acrostic, Y-O-U, and the U stands specifically for three words: yield old understandings. Now let me kind of break that down and explain it. If you desire growth, any person that desires growth, you have to realize that it's more often than not, it is our current mental disposition that holds us back from progress. I don't care whether you're a Christian or you go to church, or you're not a Christian, you don't go to church, you don't believe in God, you don't believe the Bible, whatever. It is if you want to grow and you want to progress and you want to prosper or move forward in life, it is your mental disposition. What's the difference between a person that succeeds and a person that doesn't? It's a mindset. That's it. There's nothing else. The mental disposition is often what holds us back and keeps us trapped. Mental disposition. So we have to be willing to yield up those old ways of thinking. That's what Y-O-U means. Yield old understandings. Project Y.O.U. Okay, working on you, yielding those old understandings in order to break free, in order to grow, in order to move forward into what God has designed for you. And those of you that know me, you know, I'm a minister, and I primarily work with believers. And I know there are a lot of believers that struggle with moving forward. They struggle with growth. And that's part of what the Ark is about, helping believers move forward in life. Now, I'm not limited to believers. I mean, I will, you know, speak with and work with those who are not believers. You don't consider yourself a believer. I would definitely consider talking to you. However, my first goal would be to attempt to persuade you to consider becoming a believer, because I believe that is the basis for it all. That will address your relationship to God, which to me is the first issue in life. Any type of spiritual growth, the first issue is, what is your position? Where do you stand with the Creator? So we're talking about yielding old understandings, Project Y.O.U. You have to get over that old mental disposition in order to break free, in order to grow. The Christian life is all about shedding our view of the world. It's all about shedding our view of the world and our view of reality in exchange for God's view. That's what it's about. It's shedding out. This, my friends, is the heart of spiritual growth. This is the heart of spiritual growth. And in the Bible, Romans 12 teaches that transformation takes place from the inside outward. The Greek word that is used in that scripture, it says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, present your body a living sacrifice, okay, holy and acceptable, which is your reasonable service. Then it says, be not conformed to this world, but be transformed. That word that we translated transform comes from a Greek word, which the root of it is morphe. And it carries the idea of, for example, the caterpillar morphing into the butterfly. You don't see it because the caterpillar goes into the chrysalis, the transformation takes place, and then later emerges this butterfly. Well, that idea is that the transformation that needs to take place in each and every human being who says they want to improve, it's an inner change. It's an inner transformation. It is a spiritual transformation. It's spiritual. Make no mistake about it. And this radical change needs to happen in every human being. This metamorphosis needs to take place in every human being. This spiritual renewal and transformation, it involves cognition. It involves the mind. It doesn't bypass the mind. It involves the mind. It's not merely just this emotive process. If transformation is truly what we seek in 2022, then you must change. You have to yield those old ways of thinking because nothing changes until you do. Now I'll be, giving out a little more tidbits of information relative to the Project Y.O.U right here in the Arc. So I'll just ask you guys to stay tuned. And again, Happy New Year, peace and blessings, and I will see you in the Arc. Please come into the Arc Freedom and like my page. Peace and blessings, everyone. I'll see you next time.